Ma'am.
Madam, this is a privilege. Would you speak to which of the natural resources, whether it's agriculture or mineral or and perhaps reforestation, whatever you see as the potential to achieve a portion at least of the increased income to address the poverty at the bottom level?
Which natural resources are most important to address the poverty issue?
For me, we've just discovered that we are very rich as a nation as far as minerals are concerned.
Yeah.
But for me, I think it's agriculture first. It's agriculture first because it's the easiest to enter, one. Number two, it is because that's where we should be, rather than minerals. I want us to take the time to ensure that we've put in place a mining code that protects Malawians.
Yeah.
I want Malawians to look back in 20 years and say, we were rich, but we benefited this way, than to allow people to come, greedy companies to come and exploit our minerals and go.
Because that has happened in Africa over
that
the
has
years.
happened a lot, and I'm not in a hurry. In other words, I'm not in a hurry.
You would rather have it take longer?
We'd rather stay with agriculture, commercialize, mechanize, and ensure that we are growing more cash crops, allowing people to get income from agriculture than to rush to mining.
Magnificent. Ma'am.
President, thank you so much. You touched briefly on how you hope the West is more of a partner in in crisis or in any situation. What do you think the role of the UN should be in all situations?
Fine. The United Nations, what a great question. Where should the United Nations play a role in this conversation?
Yeah, the United Nations should ensure that we have a peaceful world. My view is that sometimes there's delay in taking action. In the meantime, a lot of lives are lost. And so I think the United Nations should be proactive in peacekeeping. But secondly, the United Nations now should listen to us as we go post-15 in the new set of MDGs that we might, or whatever we want to call them. Because I think there were flaws in the last ones. When we started out, we were not all at the same level. So we wanted the universal education for all, but other countries didn't have textbooks of classrooms. Other countries had, so it wasn't even ground. So as we go into the future, there's a very distinguished panel that is looking at the post-15 agenda. And I think the UN must be seriously looking at that and ensure that it suits all of us.
Good. Thank you. Ma'am.
Thank you, Madam President. My name is Jody Vagnon. I'm actually about to go to Malawi in 2 weeks to work as a Fulbright Clinton Fellow in your Ministry of Environment and Climate Change.
Good.
And
well,
I was.
This is good fortune.
Yeah, I know. I'm very lucky to be able to meet you.
Meet the new boss.
Yeah, hopefully while I'm over there, we'll have an opportunity to meet again. But I was just wondering, you were speaking about the role of the United States. And in a perfect world, would you see it more that we would deliver inputs or funds or technical capacity like myself and other fellows are going out to assist you?
Yeah, both. Yeah, the problem that we face in Malawi when we look at the US, and please, this is my personal opinion, is that we could do with both. What we get at the end of the day is that the US is the largest partner in terms of support to Malawi is concerned. But when we begin to feel, you don't see it. Because like you are going, they will quantify your time and how much that means.
10 months.
Yeah, so they will look at how much that is. So when they tell me at the end of the year, I gave you $10,000, I'll say, but I didn't see it. They'll say, no, you remember the consultant that came. So it's not the same. So we want to feel that we are trusted with resources and that we can work together for good.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, you guys will get together again later. So
Back home.
Back home, right, yeah. You might get on a couple of good invitation lists, actually, when you're there. So. Sir.
Yes, back to population issues. The state of Texas is kind of moving backwards in women's rights and particularly in abortion. I know that in Malawi abortion is illegal, but you have 70,000 abortions. So women don't seem to be following the abortion laws there. And
we've now moved into the hard question part of the Q&A.
So my question is, with that in consideration, is there anything you can teach the people of Texas? We're about 20 million, y'all are about 20 million. that is moving backwards on women's rights and abortion. Is there anything any advice you can give us?
To start with, personally, in Malawi, if there's 70,000 abortions taking place, then they're unofficial and they're backyard. Left to us, I don't know whether it is necessary for anybody to get rid of a child, of a baby, because the system, the community system in Malawi enables everybody to have a child, because a child doesn't belong to two people. In Malawi, a child is communal. Yeah. I mean, if you ask me, two women, I'll say, this is my mother, this is my mother, this is my mother. So even if you have an unwanted child, that child shall not be abandoned, because that child shall belong to a village. So if there are abortions, they are not obvious. We're not seeing them. They are backyard and unhealthy. And so the encouragement back home is, please don't have abortions back door. Get back to clinics. But I think the statistics that you are talking about are for those that are illegal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they lead to like a 15% death rate, don't they?
And they do, yeah, because they're not official. So by the time they go to a clinic, it's too late.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I
Thank you,
appreciate
ma'am.
it.
Let's have this be the last one. Natural break. Good.
Hello, Madam President. I used to stay in Chitipa. I stayed in Chitipa for 3 years almost.
Chitipa?
Yes, everyone says Chitipa. And I worked in the education system there with VSO. And I know that girls' education is very important to you, and there's a very high enrollment in Standard 1 and 2, but by Standard 8, there's been many dropouts. So what is the current campaign to ensure that girls stay in primary school before they even get the chance to, I know you talked about secondary as an option, but many of them drop out in primary school also.
Yeah.
What about that?
Yeah, there's so many reasons why they drop out at that level, because at that level, education is free. So they should stay in school, but they don't. They are overburdened with the household chores. They are orphans, and so therefore even care for the sick at household level is this girl child. By the time she goes to school, she's too tired. But we have also discovered that simple things like sanitation at the school will send a child back home. If you've not been sensitive in providing proper sanitation facilities that allows the girl child privacy, she will run back home. So there are so many other things that we must do as a nation. And I thank UNICEF for partnering with Malawi government to ensure that we create an environment at the primary school level to ensure that the girl child feels comfortable to go to school and to stay in school.
Great.
Yeah.
Madam President, thank you so much. I know that I know you have a busy schedule here in the States, a limited amount of time. You were so generous to give us this much time and to answer questions from me and from the audience today. We all wish you great luck with the work you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Madam President.
Thank you very much.
Let me ask the audience.